the first frame, Judd Trump to break.
So Judd Trump to get this last 16 match underway at the International Championship, the world #1 on the main table once again. And you, sir, we should congratulate him on that 147 yesterday. They are more common than they once were, but they're still incredibly hard. That's why, you know, 207 we've had in professional snooker history, but Fergal, you know, there's been tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of frames played, so it's still an achievement worth celebrating.
Yeah, absolutely. Tremendous break. Seen a little bit after. Perfect on the blue, went out of position. Put a good pink and a straight black from the side cushion. Again, with the pressure involved, lovely pot, and managed to continue on and finish with another century. We've seen in the past players after 147, their application and concentration drops, but managed to keep it going. It's a great sign. Probably have to play every bit as well today to win. Also following on from such a good performance, it could be very hard to reach the same levels 2 days in a row.
Yeah, and he's now, of course, centre stage on the main table against the main man, Judd Trump, the world #1, a winning machine in the last few years. Thing about the run getting to quarterfinals, he's not here to reach quarterfinals, he's here to win tournaments, but it would be some achievement if he could go through the whole year, because there's been a lot of tournaments. I mean, this would be the 16th. There were a couple, in fairness, he was actually started out in the last 8, but even so, it's just the consistency, isn't it? The ability to just come through match after match.
Yeah, if it's bad tournaments or quarterfinals, it's some achievement, all right. There's plenty of players in the tour, if you told them they're going to get 3 or 4 quarterfinals this season, they'd bite your hand off for it. There'd be so many points and money involved in it. Such as his consistency. Yeah, either goes home with the trophy or it's a disappointment.
Put it this way, he packs the case for the whole week, doesn't he? Because he's usually here at the weekend.
Yeah, you never hear him come quarterfinal say he's to go back out and buy another shirt. Wasn't prepared or expecting this.
Schuster, 49 in the world, another one of these middle-ranked players who certainly on his day is more than capable of giving anyone a game and getting on a run in a tournament. Yeah, it was against Ryan Day yesterday that he made the maximum 6-2 against a very experienced opponent.
Early test here for Judd. See him eyeing it up. Didn't get very close to it. Looks like he's probably got away with it. Did glance at red on the way back up. Quite a big target there. Yellow and brown. And both players be favouring that left-hand side of the table. Those reds and blue blocking that red to right corner, which is danger.
Reminder, you can watch John Higgins on table 2 against Lu Haitian. It's interesting, the narratives in snooker. When Neil Robertson won the English Open, of course, John Higgins was relegated from the top 16, and the story there seemed to be, you know, it could be the beginning of the end for John, and Neil Robertson's back. Well, in fact, Higgins is pretty much guaranteed a seeding now at the UK Championship, whereas Neil Robertson will have to qualify if Xiao Guodong beats Jack Lazowski later. And even if he doesn't, there's other players who could still go past him. So it just shows you that the system is so competitive, and it just keeps you on your toes. You think if Robertson wins a ranking event, then it's all sorted again, but it's not the case, is it? This is, of course, the rankings worked out based on prize money. This is a big money tournament. As you, sir, if he were to win it, he would rocket up the list, clearly. Anyway, it's taking a bit of time just getting into position for this one. And didn't he cue it beautifully?
What?
Wow, bang in the middle of the pocket.
Sign of confidence that he even went for it. Fairly standard safety shot if he had wanted it. It's probably too early to call another 147, is it, Dave?
Well, the only problem is he'd have to share the prize money with himself.
Hey.
Because Pang Jung-Zhu, he had a chance, certainly in the penultimate frame against O'Sullivan. Yeah, I mean, the near misses in maximums would be in the thousands, but still only 207. It's not that many, really. And he's the 36th player, actually, to make more than one in competition.
Nine.
As well as he played yesterday, he still kind of felt good start today was imperative. If he can make a break, just get a feeling you're nearly continuing on from yesterday. Stay in that flow, that groove.
Sixteen.
He was a little bit surprised by the reaction he got off the cushion there. I think it came off a little bit quicker than he'd planned.
23. Four. Thirty-one.
Apart from yesterday's great performance, probably just glad to be here. His first round match, he was 5-1 down to Ahmed Ali El Sayed. Managed to come back and win 6-5. Probably felt everything from there was a bonus. There's been plenty of winners of tournaments over the years, been very close to get knocked out early. Of course, he's still quite inexperienced at the business end of tournaments. But this kind of form, he could keep it going. Who knows, it could be his week. Could be his time to break through. Again, now in prime position. You feel one good cannon, one good disturbance at the pack could set up this opportunity to win the frame. Yeah, beautifully played. Got the perfect contact, perfect pace on the red. And he's probably a little bit disappointed he took a pink so early, because the balls are beautiful here.
Like you say, though, Fergal, I mean, the first shot he played, you know, it's so very confident. And it was a bit of a statement, wasn't it? He's saying to Trump, look, I'm feeling good. I know I'm playing well. I'm going to take the game to you.
Judd will be well aware of the performance yesterday.
55.
Not just the 147, 3 centuries and 3 other half centuries. He'd been hoping there'd be some negative reaction, but there's been a lovely, serene start so far. Just needs to mind his work a little piece to win this frame.
Yes, because Trump will be ready to pounce if he were to slip up. Chris Wakelin already 1-0 up against Mark Williams, and Jackson Page, I believe he made a 1-3-3 there against Pang Zhengzhou, and there was still pink and black on. So it could have been a 1-4-6.
63.
Yeah, that cough in the crowd just forced him to take an extra couple of seconds. Actually changed shot selection as well because of it.
Yes, I mean, had he not made the maximum, I'm sure he would have tried to stay on the black for the 1-4-6, but I suppose there's no point, really. Just win the frame.
Even though the balls are very nicely placed, there's been no complacency with him. Taking that extra second or two just to make sure he knows exactly what he wants to do.
69. 请把手机关机，谢谢。
Well, that's not the dawn chorus, that's someone's phone, and they've been told to attend to it, or certainly asked to. This is frame ball then. What a great start for Judd. We saw yesterday on this table in this session Pang Zhengzhou come out and really take the game to Ronnie O'Sullivan, and towards the end he was superb. Well, Judd has started superbly.
$75.
Lost the cue ball slightly there. Looks like he'll have to play this red left, cut it back. 75 ahead. But still would like to see this go in, continue his break, and also keep Judd in his chair.
Well, that'll do nicely.
76.
Good pot, and it's going to be his frame. It was interesting at the start of play yesterday, there were so many big hitters here, but, well, he's missed that pink out of nowhere. I was going to say, you know, it could still be an unexpected winner this tournament.
And the
That was an unexpected miss. Maybe he just switched off a little after the red, but anyway, he's made 76, and Judd, the maximum man here yesterday in Nanjing, leads Judd Trump 1-0. To take the opening frame against Judd Trump. Chris Wakelin already 1-0 up against Mark Williams. He had a break of 72. The Jackson Page break was 117, not 133. There was a slight glitch in the system, but anyway, great start for him. And John Higgins is about to win the first frame against Lu Haitian. The other 4 matches in the last 16 will be played, of course, in the night session.
One.
Excellent shot. Yeah, great potting, great control on the white. Again, surprising there, given the position he was in the black. They didn't play a lot more pace and power. The pack was tightly bunched. He felt he needed a fair bit of power to disturb them. Certainly doesn't lack cue power.
It's obviously a long way to go in this tournament, but if Trump were to win it, he would go past the £1 million prize money barrier for this season. And we're still in November, so, you know, you wonder what he could end up with in that case. I mean, he will go past it at some point, whether it's this week or in the events to come, because he's in everything. Obviously, $500,000 of that was won in Riyadh. But he's been going deep in other tournaments. Of course, one in Shanghai, runner-up in Xi'an, and all those other quarterfinals we talked about as well. Runner-up in Belfast to Kyron Wilson. Maybe a little concern there that cue ball has not made the baulk line, and of course we saw the last frame. Juicer got in with a good long red and didn't look back.
Yeah, nearly all of Judd's safety shots so far have been short of the baulk cushion, some of them short of the baulk line. That'll have to improve, as we've seen a great long pot.
Well, if anything, he was a little bit fortunate to hamper him with the yellow. Otherwise, you know, Judd could have knocked another one in that right corner.
Judd did have a look at the straight red to right corner. Elected for another one around the pink spot as a shot to nothing. Percentage shot played and very well executed. Certainly a time where Judd would automatically bent down and potted the brown, or went for it. Did have a look at the roll-up, but elected for the brown.
Judd Trump.
And the fact they had to think about it, probably a sign of lack of confidence, which was then proved by missing it.
Yeah, still fancied him to get it, but he's handed the initiative back to Juicer. Of course, has already made 76 in the first frame.
One.
This is, I think, why first frames of matches, however long they are, can be significant, because let's say Juicer had slipped up there on 30 or 40 in the opener. You know, Judd Trump might think, well, you know, he's maybe not up for this today, he's maybe not quite right. Could well have potted that brown. We'll never know, but the fact that Juicer looked so good in the first frame, it did put a bit of pressure on the shot for Trump, because he knew he'd be leaving all these on if he missed it, and that's what's happened.
Seven.
As great as a player as Judd is, and in great form, you never totally settled in a match until you do get that first frame on the board. Your opponent winning frames in one visit doesn't help your mood either. But a great opportunity again, even with the black tied up. Juicer to continue this great start, put even more pressure on Judd.
20. 21.
There's no doubt it's self-evident that China has produced now such a talented crop of young players. Of course, we saw Wu Yize in the English Open final. Si Jiahui
27.
was runner-up to Zhang Yudong, who's been around a bit longer in the Wuhan final. Of course, Pang, we saw yesterday, he was a semi-finalist in the last event, and so on and so on. It's a growing list of players who put the work in, don't they? They play in those academies over in the UK, day in, day out. But then it's about bringing it to the big tournaments against the big names. Six Chinese players in the last 16 of this tournament. Of course, Ding plays one of the young up-and-comers, Yang Zhun, later on this table.
As he played little shot there. Just leave himself in prime position again for the pink. Has good control of the cue ball, and more importantly, good control of himself.
42.
That reaction there tells you he's not happy.
48.
Is he possibly lined up a plant? Yeah, you can see it there. Slightly offset needs to be made, but doesn't have to do anything with the white. Just about slid in off that jaw. You certainly wouldn't call him slow, but still very measured. Taking that extra second or two in each shot. Has his mind clear, decisive before he bends down to play.
$55.
.46 ahead. Just needing two more reds. Colour.
56.
They could all have been trumps. He potted the long red, but missed brown to left middle. Remember, in 2 previous meetings, Jusa's only won 1 frame against Judd Trump.
62.
But if he pots this red, he'll be 2-0 up in this match, barring Snookers. And what's been impressive, of course, is how he's done it in single visits.
With the possible exception of the plant he played, he hasn't looked like missing.
69. $70. $76.
Well, it's a second successive break of 76 from Jusa. From the missed brown from Trump, he's taken full advantage. He leads already here 2-0. So Judd Trump has been largely a spectator so far. Didn't do that much wrong really in the first frame. I mean, he did leave the long red on, yes, but second frame was more significant. He missed the brown to open the doors. Jusa's made 2 breaks of 76. Best of 11 to play Mark Selby or Gary Wilson in the quarterfinals of the International Championship. Trump was 4-2 down yesterday to Joe O'Connor, and he found a way, of course, to turn that round. He's been playing longer than people may realise. It's his 20th season. His very first match as a professional, he was 16, and he played a dogged Dubliner by the name of Fergal O'Brien, who taught him, Fergal, what this game's really all about.
After you said dogged, people knew who you were on about.
What were your memories of playing? I mean, he's obviously very raw then, but could you see the talent?
Yeah, absolutely. Already had a reputation. I actually remember talking to Clive Everton a couple of weeks beforehand. Probably get my snooker scene subscription. Would actually call me the man who played Judd Trump in his first ever pro match. And he was right. Yeah, you could see the talent. The first couple of times I played him, you could see he was still a bit raw and naive regarding the tactical side of the game, but that's been the biggest improvement. Very strong, obviously, in all departments. Doesn't have to be at his best or very best to win tournaments.
I think the thing that, I mean, I've spoken to Judd about this, and he said because he was so used to winning so much as a junior, he sort of, looking back, maybe just thought it was easy and, you know, I'll just carry on. But obviously he was coming up against players like yourself who've been around a while and know what they're doing, and it took him a few years to find his feet. Not least, there weren't many tournaments either, were there? It's not like now where you can play every week. I mean, he only had sort of 6 or 7 events to play in that first year.
Yeah, if you say those first 2 matches, I might have took him to school a little piece. But the next 4 times we played, I couldn't lay a glove on him. Got hammered. Yeah, probably be a little bit disappointed he didn't get the white on the same line, the cushion behind the yellow, giving Judd this opportunity to get back to balk. anxious look there from Judd. Looks like White has gone far enough past. Okay, just coming down now to have a look. Where exactly would he like to be on the black? Can he get there? Of course, percentage shot is to play it a bit firmer and come up for the pink in the middle of the table.
One.
Would have loved a little kiss on that red just to stop the white. Difficult pot. Of course, made more difficult by trying to hold it. Might be forced into playing into the pack, if not at pace, just to try and hold the white and keep it down there.
He had just a very brief think about dropping, didn't it? Just for a moment, he felt it might, but he probably shouldn't have done, and it hasn't. It's waiting invitingly if Trump can pot the initial red.
One.
Well, I'll have to wait, I think. But anyway, he's potted the red. He needs to get going. He's been sat in that seat watching a very confident opponent, taking the first 2 frames from the 2 initial chances he had in them.
Yeah, excellent shot. Crowd appreciated that. Great line, and also the pace. And again, with this angle, can open the reds up. And it's a free hit with the black over the pocket.
4.
Such is his reputation these days, Judd. Even though he's 2-0 down to an opponent in form, he'd probably still make him favourite to win the match. If he was to go 3-0 behind, that'll probably change. Again, certainly these matches in this tournament, best of 11. That little bit more breathing room.
$11.
Has the option of hitting it thin, going into the pack. Of course, if he doesn't hit the pack, he'd totally lose the white.
$18. $19. $24.
I feel it's key here to get a nice angle on the black.
$25.
Certainly straighter than he would have liked on this red.
32. $33.
Played that well. Managed to avoid the jaw. Strong left-hand side just to kick it up closer to the black. Difficult pot. Expect him to get it, but there was pressure on it. He had to get it. Knew he was going to leave reds and potentially the frame for his opponent. But certainly hasn't totally settled. Not looking overly confident.
Well, the blacks run to the cushion, but all the reds are potable. He's got the other high value colours available, so it's a definite chance this for Judd, sir. And this would be a real blow to land, having won the first 2 frames. With just the odd error from Trump, but this could be a bigger one from him, just as he was getting going.
Three. Four.
Those cluster of 5 are opened enough that he can pick them off. As he pots one, he'll free the path for another one. Just like that little bit of pace.
9.
White's closer to the cushion than he would have liked. Again, in potting this red, can he avoid the other reds? Just get up for blue.
Ten.
Yeah, good pot. Just lost the white again, a little piece. Would have loved to have been straighter and just done down.
Oh.
So just coming round to have a little look. Put it in an area. That red that's to the left of the table. You could get his white in that area, he'd have a choice of reds. But of course has to be careful. He doesn't block himself with that same red. So one good positional shot could put him in prime position.
$15. $16.
Yeah, just lost the white. Just weighing up his options.
He seemed to slow down as that break went on, and you know, I guess there's a fine line between making sure and sort of overthinking things. But that's how good he's feeling. Backed himself to get that blue.
Yeah, and also a tendency, that kind of shot, to overhit it.
21.
Struck that beautifully. then with his very next shot, not only did he miss it, but
虚失
cue that badly. By far his worst strike of the day.
Yeah, it was out the blue. As I say, he was looking so cool. If anything, he was sort of being overcautious. But let's be honest, he butchered that red, so it's only 11 points in this frame as Trump knocks that in.
1
Just overrun for the pink.
Judd looking at getting the colour
brown ball
safe.
Judd 1
Could have played that better with regard to putting the brown safe. Could have closer to the cushion and further down the table. Still early in the match, but still important and significant frame. You can go 3-0 ahead. You can see his opponent's not at his best. That mightn't always be the case. He's got to try
虚
and
失 4
capitalise on this good start.
复位嘛，掉下一眼。
Yeah, slight correction. Important phase of the match. It's only frame 3, but 2-0 Schuster. Had the chance there as well to press on to 3-0. Now, he did play that confidently. That's a good sign for those who are following Judd Trump's progress.
Six.
14 ahead. So not only would he need this red in the colour, but also need that last red. You just had to drop that last red in. It would be so difficult, but to get out for colour until you need a pink, still take a little bit more work. Yeah, and as a result, he gambled,
7.
clipping that red. Can I take that as a sign of a lack of confidence? Simpler to play that easy red, easy pink, and get down and give yourself a shot on that red. And again, a pink would have been enough to require snookers for his opponent. little bit of applause. Got a contact, but this is difficult. Particularly playing at his pace.
Jiao 10.
Yeah, that little wave of the hand from Judd tells you he's been quite fortunate. Locked with the pink. The fact that both players, particularly Judd, have had chances, just adding to the significance of this frame. Judd can win it, he's well settled into the match. But if he's to lose it, it'd make it even more disconcerting to be 3-0 down after having a couple of chances. It's important here, Raju, not to try and be too clever. Just play some shot. Get the red safe. Yeah, I wasn't concerned exactly where the white landed. His priority was to just get that object ball safe. That when Judd came to the table, he didn't have a pot on. Same challenge for Judd here. Yeah, no concern at all where he's leaving the white. Judd. Totally focused on judging the pace to get the red. With the cue ball being guaranteed to be safe. A bit more priority in the red here. Yeah, you could see the angle there. He swerved around, made good contact, but has been fortunate to get cover again. Actually, looks like the green has blocked the putting angle. And the fact he did have the putting angle, a little bit surprised he missed it.
Well, Trump really needs to put this away now, because it's been from him all bits and pieces. But if he can just get the frame on the board, he can regroup. 18 in front on the last red.
1.
Again, he's come too far for this pink, so it's not straightforward at all.
Judd was feeling very confident he'd play the blue. But 19 ahead, black on the side cushion. A lot of merit in putting the pink safe.
Judd Trump, 1.
Certainly Judd trying to play his way into this match. Yeah, this is difficult to hit. Of course, the danger if he doesn't hit it. Every chance he'd leave a free ball. Okay, it can be hard to judge when you're looking directly away from the ball you want to hit. Of course, if you're Mark Williams, just bend down, look the other way and pot it.
Foul. I miss.
Well, it seems it was a good choice of shot from Trump, because he's got the chance now, once again, to put this away. 23 in front, so yellow and green required. He's just desperate to get the frame on the board. He could have taken the blue on, but it was low percentage, I guess. More value in
2.
playing the snooker, and if he pots the green, it should be 2-1, but certainly he's going to have to improve, because, as I say, it's been bits and pieces thus far. Schuster was in earlier, he could have made it 3-0. But one thing we know, and we've seen it all year, Judd Trump is just very difficult to beat. Even if he's not at his sparkling best. So it took some winning, that frame, but he has got it on the board. Judd Trump narrows the gap. It's 2-1 to Schuster, and there's one more frame to play before the mid-session interval. Schuster leads Judd Trump 2-1. It was 2-0. Trump won a disjointed third frame. Long way to go. Best of 11. The winner plays Gary Wilson or Mark Selby. That'll be in the quarterfinals tomorrow. The other scores: Mark Williams is 2-1 up against Chris Wakelin, who won their opening frame. Williams the next two. John Higgins 1-1 with Liu Haiqian. They're in a very close third frame right now. That's gone down to the colours. And the other match, 2-1 Pang Zhengzhou against Jackson Page. Pang, of course, so impressive yesterday, beating Ronnie O'Sullivan.
One.
Nice pot on the red there, to the middle. Just coming down to have a look at that other open red, making sure it passes pink.
Three. Four.
The fact it didn't go around the heart of the pocket hasn't the best of angle. I'd have to play two cushions now. Okay, hit it well, but
9.
wasn't a great angle to be attacking the pack at, and as a result just slid off. That was a byproduct though of not having a better angle on the blue. You just get a sense he's not overly happy with his game. I sense he knows he's not at his best and trying to manage himself and his game. His shot selection so far has reflected that. There's no guarantee that will stay that way for the rest of the match. This was important, Judd being on top. Try and push on, certainly take a lead at the interval.
Well, that wasn't the best timing for that phone to go off.
Ball, 加创 4.
It came down to have a look at this red. Possibility of playing this shot to nothing. With the ball in hand, he did have the option of playing an aggressive safety from the pack, catching him thick, backing himself to get cover. But unusually for Judd, looking to keep things tight.
Lu Haitian 2-1 up on John Higgins. On table 2, that is live on Discovery Plus.
Very well played. Judd was probably a little bit fortunate to leave him hampered with the brown. Couldn't go for the pot. But played that very well.
Foul miss, 14 4.
Felt it was worth the risk going for that thin clip in the red. Probably presumed that if you put Judd back, such a big target, he found the pace to lie into the pack. The majority of safety shots Judd has played have landed there, shorter, round the baulk line. That certainly need to be improved as the match goes on. Yeah, and that's the danger.
One.
Leaving your opponent on the baulk line, hand on the table. The majority of time they'll pot it.
There's no doubt Trump hasn't played well today so far, and he'd be a little concerned about that. And also, of course, the other part of the puzzle is the fact his opponent has. I mean, he could have been 3-0 up, but certainly he looked confident, sir, as he sort of plots a course here towards a potential 3-1 lead at the interval. He would have had a good day yesterday. It wasn't just the maximum. I mean, that was the highlight, but he played really well in the match in general. It was a good win. Sort of day you hope for when you play. They're not all going to be like that. Most won't be. But he put together such a memorable performance. So he would have felt good coming in for the challenger playing Trump.
Seven.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play the pink well, did he? So he's left a little awkward one here.
Eight.
But he can get the blue back on its spot, so could be in business.
Yeah, judged that well to be on the blue. Gives him another option, positional side. If he can get nicely on the blue, of course, he could play a little drop cannon to pink and those couple of reds, bring them into play.
13.
Seems very congested around where the black is.
$14.
Didn't cue that as well as he would have liked. As a result, just clipped that red.
Yeah, he seems to have, from the first couple of frames, really slowed up when he's been sort of at the table, almost sort of just overthinking things, and the rhythm, the danger is the rhythm just goes. He made 2 breaks of 76 in the opening 2 frames. He looked really good in those. Even the first shot he played in this break, he polyed a red and then massively overscrewed on the pink for the next red. And suddenly he's sort of faced with one that's missable. But he's middle of the pocket. Great recovery.
20.
Sometimes when you're playing a top player and he's not at his very best, that can actually increase the pressure somewhat. A greater level of expectancy comes into play. Again, he's going to have to remain aggressive and positive. Can't go into his shell. Can't try and be too careful. Obviously had a great day yesterday, making 3 centuries, including 147, but you'd argue
55.
a win today against Judd Trump would even be a greater day. That brings a level of pressure.
Yeah,
25.
he sort of struggled there, didn't he? I mean, he was there a long time for not many points. 25, but anyway. He leads by 16. Oh, this doesn't look good for Trump. The red didn't quite continue on its journey. It may still be clippable, but it's not hanging in the jaws. Even so, he'd be concerned here. As I say, he's just not played well yet. There's still plenty of time, but it's not a great start for him.
One.
It's amazing what difference a good or a bad nudge can make. You know, you get a nice nudge there, nicely on a bulk colour, could be 2-2 easily, but just having to settle for the snooker. Well, it's not a snooker.
Yeah, judging by his reaction there, it can happen. That slate line is exactly there. Obviously rolled off and rolled in towards the brown. Yeah, you can see how frustrated he is because it made a big difference. Should have made a difference.
Final miss, Judd Trump 4.
Wasn't a difficult safety shot he left. Yeah, I don't think Judd will be putting him back. Chance for him to take the initiative. Important frame this. Apart from even the scoreline, just psychologically, we're saying Judd hasn't played well and Jusa has played well, and they're still 2-all. You feel at some point Judd's going to have a spell at his best. Can't be relying on Judd keeping this form for the rest of the match. Excellent safety there. Got a great contact. Very easy to catch that too thick.
Gone a bit cagey then. Chris Wakelin, meantime, nothing cagey about the fourth frame for him. He had a break of 112. He's levelled at 2-2 with Mark Williams there at the interval. And the winner there plays either John Higgins or Lu Haitian. That's 2-1 to Lu. Peng Zhengzhu 2-1 up on Jackson Page. The winner there plays Jack Lazowski or Zhou Jiagudong, which is up later. Of course, it's an opportunity. Well, meanwhile, what a pot. What a pot. Does he get a nice kiss?
Why?
Not quite, but great red. I say the frame was sort of almost rocking itself to sleep, but Jusa has gone on the front foot, which is where he was at the start of the match.
Yellow.
I was going to say, this is the last chance to get in the Champion of Champions next week, which would be a great bonus. Shanganda did exactly that last year. It's amazing to think your world ranking, years gone by, it was set for the whole season. So you would find out the day after the World Championship where you'd be ranked for the whole year. And if you had, no matter whether you won a match or not, you know, if you're in the top 16, you'd be at the Masters and all the rest of it. But now there's so many different lists. There's a player series, there's races to various tournaments. It keeps everyone on their toes and it rewards success. It rewards winning. And, of course, punishes you if you're not winning.
Yeah, it's definitely a better system they have nowadays. Of course, so much snooker to be played, so many more tournaments. I think that season Judd turned pro. There was only 6 ranking events and the Masters. Hard to believe.
Yeah, he said he won 8 matches and still stayed on. Because in the context of 6 tournaments, 8 matches was pretty good. Just a 1-year card then.
Yeah, he's played 40 matches already this season. Only won 35 of them, though.
Well, that experience of winning when he hasn't necessarily always been at his best could come into play in this match, because he's struggling a bit, but we know he's going to dig in. If he could get to the interval at 2-2, that would feel like a great result for him, because he's not scored and he hasn't really looked confident. Whereas Jusa came out, made a couple of 76 breaks, potted some good balls since. And then maybe his brother Jack will just have a few words to try and get him into the right mental shape for the second half.
I think there's a danger he might get to have that chat for quite a while. Just both players just dictated. The balls are dictating the game here. Again, looking at rolling up, but no real benefit, no advantage to be gained. Again, just gamble piece to play this red and pace. Disturb the reds and maybe get a good white. One for the purists, this frame.
There you are, we're waiting for that angle from the pocket. He can pot that red. So still one more open red. If you could get the other reds into play, he's already a few in front. That's if he wants to continue this break.
Six. Shoots the six.
Well, it wasn't quite as intended, was it? I mean, he's now developed pink and black, actually. Now, if the red goes, it could be a big mistake. The shake of the head from Trump suggests it doesn't.
Yeah, good shot there. Judd has the opportunity to develop them, get a good safety. Cam's only able to really loosen them.
5 miss.
Drops his head, but
4.
no damage done. And he's obviously just so fearful of catching that red too thick. If he caught it thick enough, he could push a red close to the left corner.
Shang Tao, the referee, just being helped by Zhu Xing, the marker, in terms of the cue ball replacement. So it's turned into a lengthy frame, but in the match it's a significant one, pre-interval. Trump, as I say, be delighted with 2-2. Bearing in mind he's not really played his best stuff yet, or anywhere near it. Well, now, he's got to hit one, hasn't he? Because he's got the full ball contact, so if he weren't to make contact this time, then it would be 2-2. Because it'd be Dr. Frame.
The red he's trying to hit, maybe he does catch that thick. Maybe set up a plant. You can see those other 2 reds beside it would push towards the corner. That's why he's so reluctant. That's why he's been erring on the thin side.
Well, he's been warned, and then the referee's having to deal with some crowd disturbance. He's got to hit one.
Yeah.
He certainly hit one.
Yeah, he elected to play for another red. Made the safety more difficult, but panicked slightly, I suppose. Didn't want to give the frame away.
This is the problem, though. You do sometimes see that. You know, you might lose the frame anyway, but of course Trump's got to earn it, and already this first shot's a bit awkward, just slightly hampered.
One.
I've seen it for so many years now, but it's still remarkable when you see Judd, that body movement as he takes the cue back. Not only does he move the cue, but moves his whole body back to the centre where he wants to hit. Certainly not something you'd ever teach or coach.
6.
However, I don't think any good would come of trying to get Judd to be more conventional. It's worked very well for him over the years.
No, we've seen it throughout snooker history, haven't we? The sort of unorthodox cue actions. I mean, Alex Higgins, you know, he wouldn't have coached that, but no one equally would have had the nerve to tell him to change the way he was playing. Mark Selby, I mean, you know, when he started out, he had that very pronounced sort of swaying action. And still, even now, there's a bit of movement. But again, you know, can't argue with his great record.
Yeah, there's actually footage of Judd when he was 8 or 9. And he had that little bit of movement even then. Just addresses the white ball at the right-hand side and then moves over back to the middle. Through hours and
15.
years of practice and great timing. Doesn't impact him. Hits where intended. That's the main thing.
Two. 23.
All depends. Has he an angle here on the black? Just run it through, stun run through, maybe push the red close to a corner pocket. Yeah, nicely played. Didn't look much, but the red he played previously was a great shot to leave himself perfect on the black.
So he's going to need the 2 reds here. And
31.
we're seeing here why Judd Trump is so hard to beat. Because even when he's not at his best, and he hasn't been today, he really gives it everything. He digs in, his shoulders don't drop. Very tactical frame, quite a long frame. But if he pots this red, he should have won it. And 2-2, what a result that'd be for him, really.
38.
Got to be said, Judd, sir, though, has gone off the boil from a very confident start, and he was confident. Remember the long red he knocked in at the start of frame one, made 2 breaks of 76. But since then, he's been taking his time over shots. He's had chances in both of these frames, but right now he needs a snooker. Black stays out, so just one needed.
Judd Trump, 39. Two.
Would have liked the white to come a little bit further off the cushion there. Could have played the green down the table. Still can, and try and get the white behind the brown.
She said 2.
They seem to have played it well. Not sure if Judd can swerve around the brown. As he can. Doesn't hit it full on. He can hit the cushion first. But he's left a chance here. Roll the green. Get the blue. Or the white as close as you can behind the blue. Yeah, it looked unnatural. Pink's not helping the situation.
Yeah, that black is certainly a danger in terms of laying a snooker, so this frame not done yet. Had Trump potted it, of course, off the last red, then I'm sure they'd be having their interval cup of tea now, or whatever players have these days in the interval. Probably some nutritious drink that's a funny colour in this era, Fergal, of health.
Yeah, far removed from the early days. Big Bill, skull and 10 points.
Yes, I mean, the game has changed, and these days you've got to be so professional, otherwise you'll be left behind. And Judd Trump is, I mean, off the table, you know, he lives a quiet life. He always prepares well for these tournaments, likes to try and play snooker every day if he can, just to keep himself ticking over. And, of course, a lot of those days are actually matches in tournaments.
Yeah, there was footage up on social media there in the gym, the hotel during the tournament. Those other things off table. Health, diet, fitness, sleeping patterns. They're all getting investigated and improved on. I think certainly Judd and Kyron are at the top of that, aided by their brothers, of course, trying to leave no stone unturned. And they're reaping the benefits for it.
So can he put the green away and put the frame away in the process? Not quite. And well, I thought for a minute he'd knocked the pink in. So the frame continues. Still one snooker needed. It's one of those. If it ends up 3-1, then it's a pretty miserable interval for Trump. 2-2. OK, won't be happy with how he's playing, but at least he'll be very much in the match.
Yeah, just having that little glance there to the pink. Possible here if he gets the right contact down around that area. Off's also in play, of course, but it's worth the gamble. He needs a snooker. And he's played it very well. Lovely shot.
Yeah, and if Trump doesn't hit this, I mean, they're all there. If Schuster was to get a chance on the green, everything is possible. He has hit it, though. But he's being made to win this frame. Made to earn it.
The green just being away from the cushion there just made it a bigger target to hit. Judd has the opportunity to play at worst a telling safety, might even get a snooker himself.
(3-1) Lu Hai-Chan against John Higgins at the interval. 2-2 Pang Jung-Zhu and Jackson Page, and it's 2-all Chris Wakelin and Mark Williams. They're back out, and Chris Wakelin is looking good to take a 3-2 lead. Been quite a fluent match. This one started fluently, the first couple of frames, but it's become pretty bogged down. Schuster, of course, needing a snooker here, or a successful snooker anyway.
Sorry. Seven.
You could see him willing the cue ball to stop, didn't want it so close to the cushion. A bit more away from the cushion, could have easily stunned the blue up and got a snooker behind the black. Maybe if you get a glance off the blue, there's a chance of getting behind the pink. Well, he was able to get it low enough on the white to stun it behind the black. A really good shot. The blue being that little bit away from the cushion again helps. Still difficult enough to hit. Could easily just slide by this. Good escape.
Yeah, and a great effort from Judd. He's got him in 3 pretty good snookers already, but that was an excellent escape, as you say, from Trump. Oh no. Well, that's the end of that. What a battle it was, but the in-off has ended things. Well, I think Judd Trump will be delighted to be level at the interval. It's been a struggle for him. He's not played his best snooker yet, but he's very much in this match. So 2-2. So it's 2-2 as the match resumes. It was 2-0 to Judd. He had 2 successive breaks of 76. Judd Trump's highest break is only 39. He has struggled in this match, but he got those 2 frames on the board, and he'll be hoping now to improve his general level of play and reach what would be a 16th quarter-final in a tournament this year from 16 tournaments played. Incredible.
Goes on to win this tournament, of course. Breaks the £1 million barrier by mid-November, which is remarkable.
One.
Wow.
Yeah, a little wave of the hand. Apologising.
6.
Again, it was a bad miss in the first place and a great bit of luck. And it looks like he might still also have the angle on the red to bring a few more into play if he wants. Yeah, that just makes the fluke that bit worse.
Well, I just wonder, Fergal, if we'll look back in a couple of hours' time and think that's where it started. You know, sometimes in a match, some unexpected moment can turn things. Trump needs to sort of get the juices flowing a bit here, doesn't he? And that fluke could be the start of it.
It's also the fact that fluke started at 2-all as opposed to being 3-1 up. That's the problem.
14.
Didn't do anything terribly wrong, of course. We just felt the significance of being 2-0 up. Had to have a lead at the interval. Couldn't be relying on Judd playing. It's such a poor standard for him throughout a best-of-11 match.
21. (22)请把手机静音。27. (28)
Just about on this red, I think, to the left corner. It's going to be quite thin. Of course, the pink going below the pack. Just standing there, having a look at the potting angle of the red, because it is quite a thin clip.
$34.
Enough of an angle on the blue now to come down for that open red. Again, if you can leave the white parallel with the black, be perfect.
40.
Makes it easier.
$41.
Hit the pink, even full on the face. Quite firm. Should open up. More of a glancing blow on the pink. Lost the white slightly, but has opened them up enough.
48.
One good pot away.
Yeah, and it all started really with that flute blue. The thing about the fluke, obviously, it was actually a miss until it went in. Unintended. Just lost the scoring graphic for now, but this is a single break from Trump. Not in position A though, is he? Far from it, actually.
56.
Timing on that shot was quite poor. Very rare to see Judd playing a screw shot to underhit it. But good discipline. Just accepted his mistake, didn't compound it. Very easy to let your frustration carry into the next shot and play something low percentage or gamble. Looks like he's got his reward for that. Patience and discipline.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's so important to accept when things go wrong or when a break ends, but a lot of players find it difficult. But Judd Trump, he has got a great temperament. It's one of the many qualities that he has. And he now has this second chance to go in front for the first time. He learnt from a very young age about winning and losing. You know, he was playing in junior tournaments literally at the age of 6 or 7. And he was starting to win tournaments when he was very young, so he knows all about the sort of slings and arrows that you can get in sport. Someone just putting him off here. Just in his eye line, maybe taking a picture or just moving. That's not a fruit machine over there, by the way, it's a phone going off. It's quite loud.
Six. $13. 14.
Judd will be anxious in the next frame to get him first. Doesn't want Judd starting to build up a head of steam. Still not at his very best, but signs of fluency, signs of greater confidence. Certainly doesn't want to fall 2 frames behind.
27. 28.
Well, this frame, okay, didn't win it in one visit, but more fluent, more to his liking. Maybe will now just loosen up and take a bit of control. Judd had chances before the interval, certainly to be in front. He had chances in both frames that Trump won. Pretty good ones, actually, to score.
35.
Seems to have gone into his shell a little bit. Remember, Trump was 4-2 down yesterday to Joe O'Connor. Turned that round to win 6-4. He was 2-0 down here, but he's going to be in front for the first time.
$41. 42.
May just play a few shots here just to loosen up the arm and entertain the audience.
51. 54.
Well, he's going about it the more orthodox way, but the main thing is he's now made a couple of decent breaks in this frame. 39 is best coming into it.
Six, 3.
Yeah, 56 and 63 from Trump,
53.
who hits the front here in Nanjing. The twice international champion leads Judd 3-2. So Judd led 2-0, but he trails 3-2 in his best of 11 for a quarter-final place in the International Championship. The winner will play Gary Wilson or Mark Selby. They're up tonight. Chris Wakelin 4-3 up now against Mark Williams. They're rattling through the frames there. Well, he caught that very thick, didn't he? And hence the cue ball is sort of limped towards the baulk line. The red is on.
One.
Yeah, good pot. Because he was so close to the cushion. Could just pot it.
6.
Let white run its natural course. But unfortunately, it's just caught that jaw. Didn't even give him an opportunity to get a pot.
Judd 6.
Judd probably a little bit fortunate from such a poor safety shot to only get 6 points against him. But I can't really think of many safety shots, if any. Judd has hit the ball cushion. Again, obviously did there, but that's still too hard. Hand on the table. The white being there, hand on the table. Probably the shot is to be aggressive. get the pack open, back yourself to avoid a ball colour, get cover. Did that. Yeah, that's much better safe shot there. Tried to roll up to the red. On the black cushion, you could leave another red. That's why he's playing the 2 cushion, looking for a glance. Must get the glance, or he's in trouble. Yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah. The stars are starting to align a little for Trump in this match. He had the fluke which helped him in the last frame. Now he's being set up immediately here. She's, if you're just joining us, was really impressive to 2-0, but not so much since. He seemed to start doubting himself a bit after that. And now things are going against him.
1. Three.
Judd Trump is a fantastic scorer, but his cue ball can roam a bit, and I'm sure what he'd like here is just to try and get himself nicely into position, because it feels like he's on top in this match, and he's looking to really put together a winning contribution in the frame and start to take control. Where's the white? He's okay, I think.
4.
I think one of the reasons his cue ball can roam is he's always looking to open things up and give himself the best chance by getting balls into play. He's the leading century break maker this season, 34 so far. He was the leading one last season, 79, 10 in front of the next best, Karen Wilson.
Nine.
Judged up very well. Pace of it.
Ten.
Certainly for a while you feel have to concentrate on blue and ideally pink. The black congested. It's the first put one of the reds that would free the path of the black to either corner. But the reds are spread out enough. Pink's in play. Can certainly win the frame without going near the black.
$17. $23.
Played the last shot with his right hand. I think he's played it badly. Looked to have a red to cut back to left corner. Wasn't this one he played on?
Yeah, this is what I was saying, you know,
That's on.
what he was obviously hoping to do was keep close control, make things as simple as possible, but he just lost his way and the break came to what feels like a premature end. Definite opportunity missed there for Trump.
Yeah, just that shot he played with his right hand just wasn't low enough on the cue ball to get enough screw. Blocked himself in the red he wanted. A little bit careless.
Chris Wakelin, meantime, is going really well against Mark Williams. He's 5-3 up now. Just made an 88 break in frame 8. So, of course, Chris Wakelin, he had a pretty bruising last trip to China because you might remember Ding Junhui beat him in that... sorry, he beat Ding. It was Trump who beat him in that match they played where he missed the brown in the decider. But one more frame and he'll be in the quarterfinals of another big event here.
Great safety from Judd, but looks like he's just left that gap. Just get by the blue. Yeah, good return as well. As Judd got a gap between blue and pink to play a similar shot. Caught it too thick. As a result, not only is the white short the cushion, but the reds come down the bulk end of the table.
One.
Well, Trump was seemingly in control, wasn't he? You know, he won the last frame easily. He was nicely in at the start of this one, but he's left this chance now, and this could be another sort of shift in momentum coming up. Up to Judd to try and get back to where he was earlier. Maybe not sort of take so long over every shot. He was fluent the first 2 frames, and then when chances came after that, just seemed to be sort of making a bit too much of a meal of them.
As I mentioned at the start, quite measured player, all right. Very easy to fall into the trap as a snooker player. Getting a little bit stuck and bogged down trying to play
Five.
the correct shot. More important to be decisive than correct. Certainly just lost that little bit of fluency and rhythm.
Six.
Nice little recovery pot there. It's from here now with the balls a little bit more open to just pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a way it doesn't matter what speed you play as long as you're consistent. So, you know, it's fine to be methodical as long as you don't slow right down. Or, in fact, speed up for no reason. Just try and find a nice tempo, which he had in the first 2 frames for sure. You know, they have the average shot times now on the World Snooker Tour website, but if you look at it, they're not all tournament winners, the quick players necessarily. Ronnie O'Sullivan's top, but you look at the other players in the top 10, and none of them have won a tournament this season.
Yeah, I think it's telling that I don't think any of the top 16 take longer than 25 seconds average shot time.
18.
That level of fluency and rhythm is important. Certainly something I struggle with.
Yes, we are listening to the man who holds the record jointly for the longest ever frame, over 2 hours.
Do as I say, not do as I do.
A frame you won, though, Fergal. That's the important thing.
Yeah, people might be saying I'm one to talk, but in fact, I'm the very one to talk because it was an issue. At certain times, I did overplay shots, and it was to the detriment of my game. And probably also gave my opponent some confidence. They're reading your body language as well.
Well, understandably, he's looking to take care because it's a chance that he probably wasn't expecting to get when Trump was in earlier on. He just sort of got the feeling he was starting to look good, to feel good again.
26.
It's a big deal to beat Judd Trump these days, isn't it? You know, the last player to do so before a quarter-final was Zhang Anda at the Scottish Open last December. So, you know, it would be a big win, this, if Schuster could continue his adventure here in Nanjing after the maximum yesterday with a victory over the world #1.
Yeah, I'd like to pop him this black, just glance that red away from its spot. Otherwise, the black could have to go on the green spot, which wouldn't help. Yeah, he's just checking before the black even goes on its spot. Will it go? He'll stay there until he finds out.
33. $34.
He's taken these well, though, considering he's lost the last 3 frames. That's an important frame. Got him right back in the match. We'll need one of those reds close to the black cushion, but I feel if it gets behind it and close, shouldn't be a problem at all.
$49. $50.
Yeah, so just as Trump was threatening to take control, he's been pegged back again, and he's contributed to this, initially breaking down, leaving the red to middle as well for Zhu. Just he's been checking that scoreboard, but he's worked out he needs this red, and it should be 3-3.
57.
And this has been a good contribution. He has stuck to his task. He hasn't overthought things. He's been careful enough, and he's got himself right back into contention. Not on this red, but 48 in front with 35 on. I doubt whether Trump will be coming back to the table.
65.
Well, in fact, he's played to cut it in, but Trump definitely won't be coming back now. He doesn't want the red in, even if he was going to play for snookers. So he stays in his seat, and we're all square again, and this match still will take some resolving. Trump was threatening to pull away. It wasn't to be, and we're level again at 3-3.
Firm 7. Judge Trump to break.
Well, Judd Trump had an early chance for a 4-2 lead there, but Judd eventually made a nice break to make it 3-3. It's best of 11. The winner, to remind you, plays Mark Selby or Gary Wilson in the quarter-finals of the International Championship. That match will be played tonight in the second session here. 65 the break from Judd in the last frame. The other scores right now, it's 5-3 Chris Wakelin over Mark Williams. Well, meanwhile, he's had a bit of fortune there, not leaving that red onto middle, at least. Here's another red that pots, but got a bit of luck there. Yeah, 5-3 Wakelin over Williams, 3-2 Liu Hai-Chan over John Higgins, 3-3 Pan Jung Zhu and Jackson Page.
Played that in such a way that if he did miss it, it would be covered with the pack. If he did pot it, he would have a shot on the blue. Yeah, quite a poor shot there. Might have left a plant. Yeah, effectively on this red, you'd be playing to overcut it, as opposed to trying to pot it. If he overcuts it, catch the red correctly.
One.
And again, played in such a way that if he had missed it, he had that same cover. So always trying to put the percentages in his favour.
Six. Seven.
Got a little bit closer to the side cushion than he would have liked. It'd be nice on the black, of course. He could have pot the black going into the pack for a free pack split.
14.
The red beside the right corner has to go about a different way now.
15.
Another opportunity here. Again, parallel on the black.
Two. Three. 28. 29.
Back parallel again on the black. And done straight up to that red above the black. Yeah, control that well. Managed to disturb them. Just enough backspin to get away from the pack.
$37.
So now he's looking good.
43.
Question now, just keeping control, guarding against unforced errors, and it looks like a quick kill in this 7th frame for Judd Trump.
43.
And again, I mean, he didn't look happy in his seat in the last frame as Jussa was clocking up the points, but that great attitude he's got, that resolve he's got. Let's be honest, he's got enough trophies, really, for anybody, but he's got that relentless desire to win more and win every match he plays.
50.
Also very much of the mindset, treats every tournament the same. You never really hear him talk about peaking for certain events.
No, sorry, Phil, I was going to say this. The game has changed, the circuit has changed, hasn't it, over the years? And we've got so many big tournaments now. This is one of them. But like you say, for Trump, he sees them all as important. There's a trophy to play for. Only one person's going to win it, and he wants it to be him.
If it's worth entering, it's worth winning.
57.
Again, of course, trying to peak for a certain event, maybe win the Triple Crown. Of course, there's no guarantee you're going to win it.
Well,
64.
just a bit awkward, this, and he's not over the line yet. He's just a couple of pots away, but he's just left it nasty. Wasn't just the pot, it was the positional side, of course, that he was concerned about. He's always running into those reds, didn't quite get on the black. The pink would put him 71 in front with 67 on, but of course, they're all there, aren't they? There's nothing safe.
Just from 65.
Yeah, interesting how he played that. Tried to put an element of safety in it. But again, Judd, at his very best, feeling most confident, would just stun the pink in. And wouldn't have been concerned about the scoreboard or what would happen if he missed.
Yeah, I mean, we go back to Riyadh a couple of months ago, you know, the deciding frame of that final against Mark Williams. There was absolutely no hedging there. He committed to every shot with the clearance he made. Well, that was a mile away, I'm afraid.
Probably felt compelled to go for it, considering Judd had missed that opportunity. But even before he played the pink, Judd, he even had a glance at maybe playing a safety shot in the black.
Yeah, so in the end, he pots frame ball, barring snookers, he's going to be 4-3 up, and his mentality here today is get to 6, get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, if you define confidence as thinking about what you want to happen, he was definitely thinking about what he didn't want to happen, which was missing the pink. Very unusual shot selection and thinking for Judd.
Judd Trump, 1.
Well, that will annoy him because now, of course, Judd will come back to the table. He needs 2 snookers. Had the brown gone in, he felt there was probably no way back. You can tell it's 5-4 to Chris Wakelin. Mark Williams has won the 9th frame. They're really rattling through those frames, aren't they? Williams had a 69 break. John Higgins has come back from 3-1 down against Liu Haiqian. As Trump pots a terrific red, so I don't think he would claim to be at his best today, but he's battling and he's got himself back in front.
Four. 5.
Yeah, tremendous top spin there.
9.
Crowd enjoyed it.
Ten.
Never easy course to beat Judd, but I don't think Judd could have expected that Judd would play any worse than this, which can add its pressure to it. He's never beaten him before.
13. Judd Trump, 13.
Wasn't a clean kill, but he's won the frame, and Judd Trump has got himself to within 2 of victory. It's been a bit of a struggle, but he leads 4-3. So, Judd Trump 4, Juicer 3. It's been a match that's been sort of hard to categorise in a way. Trump has struggled overall, but you always feel with him, he's never too far away from playing really well. And the fact is, he's in front here.
One.
Good pot and nice little cannon on the black as well.
Eight. 9. 16.
Crucially leaves himself a nice angle on the blue here.
$17.
Yeah, that looks perfect. Just checking that there's no obvious plants. Looking to hit the pink, full in the face. Ideally try and keep the white in the middle of the table. Keep the white there and let the red spread.
Two.
Struck it well. Probably expected hit them that hard. He'd have something a little bit nicer. But he has got them open. One good pot becomes a great opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, in general, the scoring this season, he made 15 centuries. Of course, 3 of them were yesterday. He only made 7 the whole of last season. So already, you know, we're still relatively, I guess, early in the campaign. He's more than double his tally. But he knows here, if he falters, the fact he's opened the reds up, of course, they're going to be there for the man who's top of the centuries list this season, Judd Trump. So this next shot, a big one, really. Yeah, it wasn't just about the pot, it was about position as well. Still has the blue, but the same applies. They're there for Trump if he doesn't pot it.
Very well played. Could have just played it softer and left a red from distance, but fully committed to the pot. The black being available just to one pocket, causing a little bit of an issue.
But
a nice pot, and more importantly, perfect on the blue. So he's worked hard for this. Now it's a chance he has to take.
Well, the blue was a telling shot, I think, as you say, not just to pot it, but the way he played it, fully committed. Whereas we've seen Trump take a couple of colours on with sort of safety in mind. But also, as you say, he's now got himself in, so it's up to him to do the damage here.
Yeah, you're always taught to stay calm and keep your emotions to yourself and don't give your opponent any tells, but the greatest tell is always your shot selection. You can't bluff or fake that. Again, Judd, from his chair, he'll have also been aware of how positive and committed she was in playing that blue.
35.
Certainly the quality and pace of the match beginning to pick up since the interval. Both players playing a little bit better and sharper.
He's looking to reach only what would be only his 3rd ranking quarter-final of his whole career.
42.
Turned pro in 2017. The second was actually this season, also in China, the Xi'an Grand Prix, where he beat Mark Williams before Karen Wilson beat him.
43.
So these are big moments for him. He's playing obviously the world #1, but also just the progression he's making in a tournament that's already been memorable for him with the 147 yesterday.
$50. 51. 58. 59.
A little bit careless there from such a simple red. Not to have a perfect angle on the black.
$66. 67.
But it's been a polished and quality break.
$72.
Certainly scored heavier than Judd in this match.
73.
Yeah, it's his fourth half century. Trump's had 2. Yeah, it's been a good break and coming at just the right time, of course, for Judd. So, effectively a best of 3 now.
80. 81. 88. 89.
Looking very good to make his 4th century of the tournament. Of course, 3 of them were made yesterday, including the maximum.
$96.
Last year, his compatriot Zhang Anda made a 147 and won the tournament, albeit the maximum was in the final against Tom Ford.
97.
Great visit, great contribution at exactly the right time. This black then for the ton. A great way to bring up 4 each for Judd.
104.
Misses that one.
104.
But 104 will do very nicely.
104.
His 16th century of this season. He only made 7 last season. He's levelled up at 4-4. Between Judd Trump and Judd. Can Judd Trump reach a 16th quarter-final from 16 tournaments played in 2024? Or can Judd spring what would be quite an upset here, given the golfing experience between the two of them? The way he played in that last frame, every chance he's made more of the sizable breaks in this match for sure, including the century we've just seen. We've had our first result. Chris Wakelin has beaten Mark Williams 6-4. So Chris Wakelin has been building up some really good results, and he could, you know, with a a couple more wins, get himself in the top 16.
Again, hand on the table. Gives him an opportunity for this red. Still difficult. Didn't make it look difficult. Very well played and controlled it. Perfect angle on the black now. Slightly low. Can run in with pace into the red. It's done often, we feel. Maybe come off the side cushion. Just lost it a fraction.
Hey.
A little bit lower on the red. Would have still got a good split, but wouldn't have lost the white so much.
Exactly, you heard a sort of ooh from the crowd, but it was a good split, not a good cue ball.
I don't think he can play the red to right corner. The blue's in the way. He does have that red to left corner. He's stun over for the black. But you'd have to factor in, if he misses it, he's stunning over for reds for Judd. So he's trying to look at, could he maybe play the red and be low on the black, but also get some cover. So rather than stun the white where the red is, a little bit higher on the white and play a stun run through, bring the white closer to the cushion, you think. Brilliant. Again, didn't entertain any thoughts I had regarding getting a little bit of cover. Fully committed to it.
Well, that's the shot of the match, it's got to be. And it's set up a wonderful chance to go 5-4 up.
Yeah, even the mere fact the way he played was a tell, a sign of his confidence. But then to get it was excellent.
17.
Well, there's no doubt he sort of lost his way, didn't he, for a couple of frames before the interval, but this is now more in keeping with how he started the match. Very confidently.
A
few times during the match, when he's had to dig out a good pot, he's backed himself and got it.
25. $32. $33.
Okay, Judd will be concerned. Probably expects Judd will win this frame. From such a simple red, a bit disappointed to leave himself just off straight here. Still should be ideal on a red, but fraction more difficult.
$40.
Well, all reds and blacks, but it looks like with no second maximum, the match is more important.
41. 46.
Doesn't have to concern himself with that cluster of 4 reds.
$47.
Again, would have liked a better angle on the black. Just a stun up for those 3 reds to the right. Just has to take a little bit of time out, a little bit of thinking, as opposed to being in a rhythm if he was perfect position. Yeah, you can see his disappointment. Again,
54.
the black wasn't so much the error. The error is from the previous red not being perfect on the black. And again, just those last few shots just has slowed down a fraction. Nicely played.
$61.
So the black puts him 69 in front with 75 on. He needs one more red to win 2 frames on the spin in a single visit. He stepped up his game at just the right time. As I say, he still needs another red. It always seems to be that ball, doesn't it, that you need that becomes the problem. So Trump may well be coming back to the table here.
Poor shot from where he was on the black. He never thought before he played the black his next shot would have been a safety. Maybe just a lack of concentration. Just assume the frame was won. To decide between whether he puts a red safe or a good white.
She's 69.
Judd would be delighted to be still involved in this frame. He would have fully expected to be 5-4 down already. I think he had a look to see could he play this red dead weight to the middle and cover the red into bulk. Excellent judgment of pace. Yeah, coming across to have a look at the putting angle on the red. Just needs the red so he can fully commit to it. Doesn't have to concern himself with where the white will go. It's still not an easy pot.
One.
Yeah, good pot. He was a little bit anxious. Went in to see on a little bit thicker than he would have liked. And again, nice little nudge.
Yeah, so surely going to be his frame, and it will leave him one frame from knocking out the world number one. Coming into this match, they'd played twice before, and Judd had only won one frame. He'd lost 5-1 and 4-0 to Trump, so this is a complete turnaround.
8.
But he's been impressive the way he's won these two frames. OK, didn't win this one in one visit, but he got within a ball of doing that. Of course, century in the previous one. He played the better snooker of the match. Question is, can he win the match?
Will be interesting to see in the next frame or two if he does get a good opportunity. Can he keep to his rhythm and not fall into the trap of going a little bit slower, trying to be a little bit more cautious and controlling. Because it, as you said, it is a big deal to beat Judd.
23.
And of course, puts him also in the quarterfinals.
24.
Big money tournament. Could be a career-changing week for him.
So no pressure then, is what you're saying?
Well, I was going to say that, as I mentioned before, he was 5-1 down in his qualifying round.
32.
So just to be here was a bonus.
Yeah, because, I mean, Trump was 4-0 down, wasn't he, to Wu Yiza in Riyadh and won the tournament. You know, it can be the case that sometimes you think in your own mind, you know, it's a free run. Anyway, he's definitely over the line in this frame, so it's up to Trump now to try and force the decider, but he's in trouble. He's playing a very confident opponent here.
She's 37.
Judd on the front foot and leading 5-4, needing one more to reach the quarterfinals.
She's to break.
So it is 5-4 to Judd, the world number 49. He's only appeared in 2 quarterfinals in ranking events in his career against Judd Trump, who's appeared in the quarterfinal of every tournament so far this year. All 15 of them. But Trump's going to have to win the next 2 to extend that to 16.
Yeah, another brilliant pot.
1.
Bottom right-hand side just to check the white off the cushion. Beyond the black. Yeah, it's worth taking his time here just to try and get nicely on the red to get on the next colour to then split the pack. Yeah, just roll this in, try and leave himself nicely high on the black. Blue, sorry.
Nine.
Well, now, this is a big shot, isn't it? In the frame, in the match. Could be the start of a match-winning contribution for Judd.
14.
Almost a delayed reaction from the crowd there, just to wait for the white to stop. See, he's left this red to go up for the blue. Pink's gone close to the side cushion. Black's far from ideal where it is. Sometimes in this situation, it can help your mindset with the other couple of colours being slightly safe, that you feel if you do miss, it's not guaranteed you'll be punished. You kind of build up a lead, and even if it doesn't win at one visit, 50, 60 points ahead, ball's awkward, you maybe control it from there. That's not to say you wouldn't refuse an opportunity if you can get nicely on the black.
Plotting his course here. Whatever happens, it's further evidence of the strength in depth on the circuit. The middle rank players, you know, the world number 49 as Judd is, they're seriously good. They're seriously good these days, and they can threaten the established order on any day. Janganda last year, what was he, 57, going to the English Open, got to the final, and came here and won this, got to another final after that, and now he's very much top 16 player.
This black, not ideal, but made so much easier. The fact the red beside the white is there waiting. Yeah, he just took an extra second or two before he played it. He was well aware of the importance of it. And now he's put himself in a position to win the frame, and more importantly, the match.
Yes, you feel now this is about nerve and about shutting out what it will mean, and it will mean a lot to beat Judd Trump, because not many have done so at this stage of a tournament. The last player to beat him before a quarter-final was the aforementioned Janganda at the Scottish Open December last year.
$36.
Just trying to sort of stop the cue ball with his sort of hand there. Judd Trump is watching on, hoping that there's going to be an error soon. He hasn't played his best today, Trump, but Judd has still had to stand up, and certainly in the latter part of the match has looked very confident. Gone for his shots, and so far so good here.
44.
After the previous red, that's why he's a little bit anxious, trying to stop the cue ball, because he doesn't want to play a little cannon into the cluster, and he doesn't have to. There's enough open reds there to win the frame of match. position there. Not sure he can avoid a little cannon. Should be okay, but chance could go wrong as well. It's important if he decides to go into the pack, try not to be too clever, and then play it with pace and push through those reds. Nearly played as if you were 45 behind and get them open. Chance if he plays with pace, he must be on a red. But was reluctant to play that. That's why he's left himself this red. Necessarily say from distance, but certainly further away than he would have liked. It's missable.
$53.
Great strike on the cue ball there. Played with authority.
If Trump is to lose here, the disappointment will be the performance, because for whatever reason he hasn't been really anywhere near his best. But that's not to in any way detract from Judd's performance. He's been the better player, he's just got to apply the finishing touches.
It was a lovely shot there. Swinged around the two cushions. Managed to avoid the pink. Again, when he puts this red, that other red beside it will become available to left corner. One good pot, get nice in the blue, should be over.
But a twist in the tail.
58.
He misses that just as the winning line was coming into view. Well, it's a tale as long as snooker time, isn't it, that? You know, just as we were sort of beginning to see him past the winning line, and more importantly, he was beginning to see himself past it, he misses.
Yeah, in practice he'd get that 10 out of 10, and in matches, if he didn't know what the score was, he'd get a 10 out of 10. It was just the pure significance and the meaning of it. But what a let-off for Judd. Okay, there's no pot on, but he can play a good telling safety. And of course, if Judd does get another chance, it's going to be a little more difficult. Oh, there you see a red does go. Obviously felt him playing that red that was free to go. He's going to hit other reds. Elected to try and play a safety and open them up.
Oh, he needed it to drop, and it's hung on, and it's given Judd another chance. For a moment there, it looked like it might just rock in. It would have been, of course, very fortunate. So, 58 in front. Enough reds in open play to get this one.
What had happened early in the frame, you half expected it to drop. Just get away from the jaws.
One.
You'd expect him to pot it, but he'd have liked something a little bit easier.
So here again, with a good lead and not much more to do, but he's already been in this position and missed. A couple more pots are required. It's been an eventful tournament for Judd, hasn't it? 5-1 down in his first qualifying match. He went to a decider with Stan Moody in his second match. In his third, he made a maximum. And here in his fourth, he needs this to knock out the world number one.
Yeah, he'll be feeling good now.
16.
Had that little scare after missing that easy enough red. It's a great win, particularly after such an outstanding performance yesterday, to back it up with another high-level performance.
Yeah, he started really well. He was 2-0 up. Judd Trump got back to 2-2 without doing anything special. Then he was 4-3 in front, wasn't he? And you did wonder then, could he start to take control? But actually, Judd's attitude since then has been excellent. He's really been on the front foot. He's been going for his shots. He's been the better player.
25.
And he's going to be through to only his third ranking event quarter-final. So Judd Trump's incredible record in 2024 of reaching the quarter-final of every tournament he's played in has come to an end here in Nanjing. As I say, for him, I think the disappointment is the performance. But he won't have long to lick his wounds. He'll be at the Champion of Champions next week. Judd, if he were to win this tournament, would join him. Could be a very special few days coming up in what's already been a special week.
33.
Judd looks like it just slightly ran out of steam, a little piece. Eventually, all these series of matches
40.
are just taking its toll. Needs to just go back, regroup.
41.
Yeah, and even though he didn't play really near his best, he still won 4 frames. So it does show you how hard he is to beat, but he has been beaten. Bow ties off, and a quick exit will be made.
48.
Judd will play either the great Mark Selby or Gary Wilson, the reigning Scottish and Welsh Open champion.
$49.
Strength in depth is such these days on the World Snooker Tour that on any given week, any given player can get on a run like this. It's been happening the last couple of years.
$54. $56. 59. 63.
Well, I guess like events in the outside world, snooker these days, very hard to predict.
68.
And Judd Trump is not the winner here. It's Judd who's going out in style. He's had a great week already, the maximum yesterday, and now he's knocked out the world number one, the twice winner of the International Championship. Judd Trump defeated in the last 16. A big win for Judd, through to only his third ever ranking event quarter-final. He's the winner by 6 frames to 4.